Are older people at disadvantage in dancing? That's what we're here to talk about. Hello my beautiful subscribers, Rasa the dancer is here, and today's topic is extremely important to me. Now I've been talking more and more with people about what it's like when you're getting older to be in the dance community. And actually, recently, it has been more complaints from older generation and especially older women saying that they're getting less and less dances, that the sensual bachata is taking over and there's more young people and they don't feel welcomed, that it's difficult for them to find places where they could be dancing, that if they try to mix between younger people, they don't dance with them, so they have to go to places where it's mostly older people. So there is a lot going on, and I really wanted to talk about it because I don't know, I grew up maybe in a different time, but I grew up when I was really young and just started dancing with everybody all the time. There was young, there was older, there was all kinds of sizes and colors and everything, and I didn't know any better. But these days, I'm noticing even myself the things that I've been told. So I have few things I really would like to address, and hopefully it's gonna help our community to grow in a much nicer way. Okay, first important fact. Actually, in UK and a lot of places in Europe, when salsa first came into our world and it started being a little bit more popular, actually there was much more older generation that were dancing than younger generation. Now in Latin countries it's different, so let's not talk about Latin countries because it's part of that culture and everybody's dancing, right? But in Europe, like places like England and places like Norway and Sweden and Germany and like all of those places, it wasn't actually the young people who started the trend. It was actually middle age, and towards the older age, right? So I think it's very important to remember that. And there was a time where there was always much more women, only few men, because the culture as well, if in the country where the dance like salsa starts, and the reason I say salsa because salsa was the first dance, bachata came much later. So if, the men and they were not exposed into dancing and they were not doing a lot of it, they didn't want to start dancing. It was hard to make them understand what it is and how much fun it could be. So it was a lot of the time, a lot of women and only few men. And then slowly started picking up and everything and expanded, and it is what it is now. But it is a very important thing to remember that everybody who's watching now, if you're a young person and you love to dance and you do your sensual bachata or whatever, only remember that the dancing itself, it started with a little bit more mature generation. And they kept it going, and then they opened the door for anybody to come in and dance. They just wanted to expand the circle, so the more people come, the more fun they can have. And so it kept growing, and people making an effort, and the DJs and the teachers trying to learn as much as possible because it wasn't in their country, that dance, so they had to figure it out, how to give the classes and how to teach as much as they possibly can. So that's a huge thing to remember, that it's not the young generation that made it all happen to start with. So it would be nice to remember it and then appreciate that when the older generation comes to the parties, even if it's now mostly based with young people, we are accepting just as they were accepted of us. I think the other thing is very clear. If you don't dance with the older generation and you only dance with young people, I think it's very clear that you're dancing for different reasons than what dance was intended to. And I'm not saying you shouldn't dance and want to hook up. I'm not saying that you shouldn't dance because you like being close to somebody. Everybody chooses to dance for different reasons, and I approve that message. However, ultimately, dancing is supposed to be uniting community, sharing this beautiful experience together, and most importantly, embracing everybody, where you come to this one place and it doesn't matter who you are. So if you're the person who's listening to this and you're younger and you never have danced with an older person, or you have never invited that older person to dance, check yourself a little bit and think, okay, maybe I am dancing because I like to be close to, people that I'm attracted to or whatever. But then at the same time, can you not spare like 1, 2, or 3% of your time to actually dance with somebody else, just to improve the community and give it a nice experience for everybody? Because dancing is not just about dancing with somebody you feel attracted to or you want to be close to. It's actually creating a community where everybody could come and share the love for dance. You don't want to be the person responsible for somebody coming in and feeling like they're an outcast. You want to be the person who makes other people feel welcomed and looked after. So I think that is another important thing. Now, this is a big one. And, for people who subscribe to this channel, you know me by now. I speak the truth, and I speak it because I think it's the right thing to do. And I try not to filter myself whether I would get in trouble or not. I try not to care, and I speak the truth. So here's a little bit of the truth. I don't believe that you just don't ask somebody to dance. I truly believe, this is for leaders mostly, leaders, you choose who you're gonna dance with. Definitely you look at them and you're like, yay or nay. I really don't believe that it's just an accident, because the numbers do not add, okay? And I'm not talking about everybody. I'm just talking about those who really don't dance with particular people, especially older women. And I know those people too, and they maybe don't realize because maybe it's subconscious, but it's true. Because if you would dance with the older women, you will very quickly understand that they're actually amazing dancers. There's so many older women that have been dancing for over 20 years. Their technique is spectacular. Yes, not all of them are willing to do sensual bachata. Does that mean you got no other moves? Huh? That's all it is. Then you have no other moves. Because those women can dance, and they dance better than most of the younger girls. And I know this because I lead and I ask them to dance, and I know what it feels like to dance with them. So it does matter for you. You look at them, whether it's subconscious or not, and you just skip and you go straight to the other one for whatever reason that you choose to dance with. And usually it's just going to be whether younger or like crazy flexible or wearing something really nice. And as I say, you might not think that that's why you're choosing that person, but back in your mind, probably that's what it is. Now, nothing wrong with dancing with people you want to, for whatever reason. But I'm saying it would be nice if you make an effort and now and then have a look around the room, see the person who haven't danced many times, so standing around, and it's probably going to be some older women as well, and just go ask them to dance just because. And you might be surprised, you might have a really nice dance, and also you make somebody else feel good. So whatever the bias we have in our head, it's there. We all have our own bias. I do myself, I know, and I check myself. That's the important thing. So don't be afraid to ask them to dance. Most of them are beautiful to dance with. Okay, this final thing I will say that is a little bit strange. So I speak to a lot of older women and older men, and they are resisting a little bit of sensual bachata. And part of it was because of course, the extreme movements that they see on videos. But then I explained to them that it doesn't have to be this extreme. You can have these moments here and there, and you can do them, and it's going to be beautiful. And they're like, okay. But then also it's because if you go to sensual bachata night, or any bachata night now, it's just taken over by sensual, right? So if you go to a bachata night and you have all of these young people, they say that it feels weird to do all these crazy bending over moves and stuff because, you know, the older men especially say like, okay, I asked this girl, she's maybe 21, maybe, yes? And then I'm bending her and doing these body rolls and I'm like 60, 70 years old. It's something a little bit wrong there, you know? And you know what I think? I think all of the older generation dancers should dance sensual bachata. I just think you should all start doing it. Go to those nights where all the young people are and just destroy. Just do all of the moves, dance between each other, ask people to dance, and just do it. Tilt the scales, and see what happens next. I'm not sure whether this actually is a good advice or it comes from a little bit of disappointment and anger, but I would love that. I would love that everybody's mixing up and, you know, and just doing it. Like, why is it that young people's dance? Everybody should be bending over everybody. And part of it is because I'm getting older. There are places now that I actually go where I am like older side and I'm looking around and by the things I wear and by the way I act or whatever, and I look around and I'm like, wow, I have not felt that way before. And that's because I'm getting older as well. So what does it mean? I'm gonna be 50 years old and nobody wants to dance with me? Excuse-moi, I disagree, disapprove. So I say we go in while we still can and we disturb the whole nature of the bachata scene. We start mixing so they don't know any better. And then we just all dance whatever, forever. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I make videos that hopefully make an impact one way or another. So if you feel like what I'm saying makes sense, leave a comment. If you are older dancer, leave a comment if you have good or bad experiences. Let's see what most of the people on this video think and say. And if you're younger, have you noticed those things that I have been speaking about? That's also interesting to me. And I'm going to do a podcast really soon about this issue as well. And I'm going to have some guests that I think will be interesting to talk to. But before that, leave some comments and let's see what you guys think. But I am for everybody dancing together because you don't realize, but we're all getting older. And at some point, whoever is them is going to be us, right? So subscribe if you haven't. And guys, I'm going to leave you with other videos that you can think about. Dancing scene, is it okay to do this or not? Check them out and then we can talk some more. Now, I'm going to send you my kiss and I'll see you soon.